Hey guys, this is Simon with Trade and Perform Coaching doing the market preview for tomorrow. We're just going to set up the zones. I'm going to show you how I use Profile to set up those zones. So let's get firing. Basically, if you'll take a moment to read that legal notice, and we can go. So let's start off with ES, and then we'll jump our way over to NQ. So first of all, when you look at the profile, you kind of just want to take a look at it and go, hey, no real damage. See how we came underneath this swing low and trap back in? Let me see my messages here. Sorry about that, guys. So you can just see all we did is we came down and we took out this swing right here, took out all the stops, and popped back in, right? So the market loves to do that. Go in and take out stops. It's pretty normal. So let's jump into it. So first of all, I color code things to make it easy so I can reference them quickly. So what I'm most interested in is where the anomalies are. Those become my targets, right? So the upside target for me currently on ES is that 42.34 to 42.35, right? And all I'm trying to do is see where the market wants to go. That's all I'm using Profile for. I do not think it's this magical be-all, end-all of trading. I do think it can provide good locations. So let's go move some things around. Let's start off. Clearly, value shifted higher. So I'm going to come over here. Oops. And I'm going to move a little bit like I'm mapping, right? You'll see value area high was pretty much right at prior day's high. Value area low, clearly shifted higher. And then if we get some downside tomorrow afternoon, so this goes away. This was a Dalton's gap fill. And we are just going to move the prior day's high. Friday's high will move to Monday's low. Right? The anomaly, so this was an old anomaly. I'm going to take it and shift it down here. Right? So that anomaly is outside of value area. That value area is the blue area. That's also the last anomaly in this profile. So once we trade down, and particularly underneath and back above this anomaly, there is a chance that we get a nice reversal. We'll see the points of control for volume was this white line here. And then for the time point of control is that blue line. So that whole area pretty much becomes a magnet and a chop zone, right? Horrible place to initiate a trade, but great place to get a target back into. I don't like having low odds locations, so I tend not to trade inside the point of control. If I do, I tend to regret it. There's a weak anomaly. What defines a weak anomaly? It's a middle anomaly, right? It's just kind of stuck in the middle. And then additionally, it's inside of the prior day's value area. That automatically becomes a weak anomaly, so I cover that light blue. And so therefore I know when we get there, if there's rotation, I understand why it's rotating. There's an anomaly. Again, I just want quick reference when I'm trading, especially when the market's fast, right? I know in this area, this is an area I want to stay out of trade-wise, and I know that I'd prefer to set up my trades either above value or below value, right? The orange is a prior day's high. In this case, it's the 17th, right? There is an anomaly right up here that was a prior, it was inside a prior value area, and I'm not sure what to do with it. So this is the deal. When I look at an anomaly, I know what you're supposed to do is go, I know everything and I'm an expert. But actually, I go the other way. If I'm not sure what to do with a location, I just don't mark it on my chart, right? Usually my intraday charts will set it up anyways through a head and shoulder pattern or something else that'll be there. But I don't go and attack those locations at all. It just isn't worth it for me. So that goes unmarked. You're welcome to mark it if you want. I think the clear target on this would be this 42.34 to 42.35. And I'd be much more comfortable taking a trade at that location, right? Followed by this prior day's high, and then you have all-time high, right? So I don't guess whether we're going to make it up there or not. All I know is when I get to this location, there's a good chance that I will have a chance to have a very good counter rotation trade. And same thing when I get down here. That automatically highlights the two best areas on the chart for me. Plus this 41.55 to 41.51 area is still completely valid. And the reason why is even though we came off of it last night. I only chart the U.S. equities off the U.S. session. I do not use a 24-hour because it can get really sloppy in there, and I want to keep my win rates as high as possible. And I find my win rates are simply higher by using a RTH or regular trading hour session versus a 24-hour. So I don't mess with the 24-hour. Pretty simple, right? So what we have is the all-time high, a prior day's high. That looks like that's back to the 16th. The high from the 17th. Those are all potential trap areas. This is the old upside breakout that failed. This is a valid anomaly. Again, this is a potential trap area over here overnight. Again, I'm going to go into my charts and look for the setups that verify that those trades can or will work for me. I do not want to trade inside this and prior day's low and prior day's high. And side note, this becomes orange as a prior day's low, and it also will make an excellent potential trap location just underneath there for a trap back in. And all the stops you'll want to note in your notes are probably sitting right underneath here, underneath this 41, 46 and a quarter. There's probably a ton of stops there, so you take out the stops, trap back in, and push back up. And that's how the game is played, right? So let us convert that to the 5-minute chart. Let's save the work. Go to the next 5-minute chart. And let's fix this up really quickly. So this just slides. Oops. Slides to the right. This will be for the 22nd. So I just put this as general note. Orange is a prior session's low. Here's Monday's low. Oh, and I see the mistake I have done right away. I did not put in value area high is also Monday's high, so I'm going to throw that right above. And just know those are sitting right on top of each other. That's the general location. I really think you got to take out, there has to be stops sitting here from the 17th. I think you have to take out that high before you get a rollover. So I would look for a trap right at that location, at least for a potential scalp, right? So erase those lines. And then let's see, support resistance. Support resistance. Support resistance. Value area low. That looks odd. There is an anomaly, I forgot. So there's a weak support resistance right here. I'll label it. So that simply means my confidence that we'll get automatically a bounce out of that location is lessened. All right, so that's right there. Wire session high low goes up here. Value area high. Gray area single prints. You'll sometimes get rejection out of there. Formal all-time high, potential trap point. The red line above is the all-time high. And let's see if I missed anything. And then we have a support resistance zone right over here that needs a label. I really like that location for a long, if we can get backside tested. And that is your chart for tomorrow, guys. So we will hit Control A, File, Save All, Edit, copy chart to BMP. And we will label this ES0622. And now everyone will have their locations for tomorrow. So let's go and post that up. So I'm going to put some notes in the Slack channel real quick. ES for Tuesday, and yes, we have. Okay, and then let us really quick here go do NQ. So here's NQ's profile, and what a mess! Look at that. NQ just never had any problem. Like if you don't get below this 13,850 roughly, there's just no bearishness overall. Spread this out a bit. Just what a mess on that chart. That's just a sloppy, sloppy chart. And you can see we just tagged both sides of Friday's trading. It was that's just some sloppy stuff there. So it's all right. It doesn't make a difference to me one way or the other. It just was sloppy, right? So let's move prior day's low here down. There's going to be a bunch of single prints down there. Value area shifted up. Again, you can just see we're just overlapping days over days. It makes for really sloppy trading. Prior day's high. Again, value area high got pegged up right against the high on NQ. You can see we closed. This was the old breakout point from back on the 14th and 15th. I think it's still a key area. You see we're just sitting right above it. To me, when I look at this chart, it would just seem really, that's a poor high there. There's no excess on either end of that. So it just makes sense to take out the high and then trap back in and continue in balance. We'll see if it does it or not. I don't have anything invested in that. Let's see, the point of control for both the volume and the time are in identical locations. That's going to be act as a magnet, but also a very choppy location. And again, value shifted higher. Oh, sorry, there's value area low. This is a giant anomaly right here. So what I would focus on is the bottom of that anomaly, since the top of it is inside value. So this is where experience comes in. I would just label it kind of like that. And then mentally, these are the single prints down here on this day. And so because I have the single prints here and the anomaly here, I know that both of these potentially provide reversal location. So I'll look for the chart to set me up. The natural desire is to make this whole thing just one giant zone, but then you've got 80 points of zone and it becomes pretty useless. So I'll look for the reversal out of the back of this the first time. The top of this location, I'll look for potential setups using the algo, and the bottom of this location, I'll look for setups. I would expect rejection out of this area. Sign that you'd really have strong rejection here is it would reject out of here and back underneath prior day's low. This whole value area is relatively easily swept. And the reason I say that is look how many days this has been a value area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We agree on price at 1440 to 1480, 14080 to 1440, all the way up to 14100. We agree on value in that area. And when you get agreement on value, the trading gets really sloppy. There's no sharp responses. So that's my 2 cents on that. And there's nothing else to change. Let's just print it and see where it goes. There has to be some stops sitting under. This is a prior breakout. Excuse me, I apologize. That's a prior breakout point, and there has to be stops sitting underneath that 13,910. Oh my. Summertime in Texas, guys. Sorry, the allergies hit me. So let's save this. Erase all lines. Why did that not erase? Let's go fix this here. 1, 2, without erasing the rest of the work. I guess I just went to town drawing pictures of it, didn't I? We'll get rid of that. And that pretty much does it. Okay, so let's go mark this off. So pointer, all-time high, prior session high, low. Let's spread this out a little bit. Prior session low. Prior breakout point, probable support. Single points. Let's see, prior session is point of control, value area high. Value area low, I don't know where that went. Floating around here somewhere, there it is. This goes away. That behind. And then where's my support resistance markers? There they are. Grab it. Support resistance. All this is just getting cracked over its own head. Copy and move drawing. Support resistance. The yellow zones at the end of the day are what I care about the most, right? Orange lines are prior sessions lows and highs as well, for that matter, that have been untested. They're great trap points, and the gray areas are the single prints, and that pretty much makes up our chart. That's a wide area to have crappy trading in, but you can see and you can believe the market when it says, hey, I'm just going to keep trading through this area without much support or resistance. It's true, which opens it up to sweeps to both sides. I hope to have more speed and rotation, counter rotation than I've been having, but we'll just take it one step at a time. At any rate, that's my 2 cents. I'm going to post these charts up to StockTwits and Twitter. This would be 100% retrace of the original breakout, and we will go from there. So I'm going to edit, copy chart to BMP, file, save as, JPEG, and we will go with thank you 0622, and I will post that to both StockTwits and Twitter shortly. And remember, we do have Fed speakers tomorrow. Let me look really quick what time we have those guys. Q4. And anyways, I'll post the video, guys, and have a great night. I'll talk to everyone soon. If you'd like to visit the room, TRADE, the letter N, PERFORM at gmail.com. You're welcome to ask for a 3-day pass to the room. And if you like what we do, we get very specific with those locations to get our trade setups. And again, we are very focused on managing risk and finding those great trades, pulling them out and capturing them and locking them down. Anyways, I'll talk to everyone later. Have a great night. My name is Simon. I appreciate your time.